The Lost Dutchman's gold mine is one of the most famous lost treasure legends in American folklore, particularly in the Southwest. This fabled bonanza is said to be hidden somewhere in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona, east of Phoenix. The tale has captivated treasure hunters, historians, and adventure seekers for over a century, spawning numerous expeditions, books, and even deaths in pursuit of its elusive riches. The story centers around a German immigrant named Jacob Waltz, who became known as the Dutchman, a misnomer stemming from the German word Deutsch meaning German. According to legend, Waltz discovered a fabulous gold mine in the 1870s but kept its location secret until his death in 1891. On his deathbed, he allegedly gave clues to its whereabouts, sparking a treasure hunt that continues to this day. The American Southwest in the late 19th century was a region undergoing rapid transformation. The California gold rush of 1849 had sparked a series of mineral discoveries across the Western territories, drawing prospectors, miners, and adventurers from across the country and around the world. Arizona, still a territory at the time, was particularly alluring due to its rugged, unexplored landscapes and rumors of vast mineral wealth. The 1860s and 1872 saw a series of gold and silver strikes in Arizona, including the famous Fulcher mine near Wickenburg and rich deposits in the Bradshaw Mountains. These discoveries fueled the imagination of prospectors and contributed to the plausibility of legends like the Lost Dutchman's mine. At the same time, the region was experiencing significant cultural and political shifts. The Apache Wars were ongoing, with legendary figures like Geronimo leading resistance against American expansion. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 had opened up the West to increased settlement and commerce, but much of Arizona remained wild and dangerous territory. It was in this context of frontier opportunity, danger, and mystery that the story of Jacob Waltz and his secret gold mine took root. Now, let's delve into the biography of Jacob Waltz. Jacob Waltz was born in Germany, likely in the Württemberg region, around 1810. Like many Europeans of his time, he was drawn to the promise of America and emigrated in the 1840s. After spending time in North Carolina and California, Waltz eventually made his way to Arizona in the 1860s. In Arizona, Waltz worked as a farmer and prospector. He staked several mining claims in the territory, though none were particularly successful. Despite his modest means, rumors began to circulate that Waltz had discovered an incredibly rich gold deposit somewhere in the Superstition Mountains. Waltz lived a relatively solitary life, adding to his air of mystery. He was known to occasionally visit Phoenix, where he would sell small quantities of remarkably pure gold. This fueled speculation about his secret mine, but Waltz remained tight-lipped about its location. In 1891, Waltz fell ill during a flood in Phoenix. He was taken in by a neighbor, Julia Thomas, who cared for him in his final days. It was during this time that Waltz allegedly shared tantalizing clues about his gold mine with Thomas and others. Waltz died on October 25, 1891, taking the precise location of his purported mine to the grave. However, the stories he told and the clues he left behind were enough to launch a treasure hunting frenzy that has lasted for generations. Now, let's explore some of the various versions of the Lost Dutchman legend. The basic story of Jacob Waltz and his secret gold mine has spawned numerous variations and embellishments over the years. Here are some of the most prominent versions. The Apache connection. One version claims that Waltz learned of the mine's location from an Apache chieftain. In exchange for saving the chief's life or that of his son, Waltz was led to the rich gold deposit. This version often includes warnings about Apache guardians who protect the mine from outsiders. The Peralta mines. Another common variant links Waltz's discovery to the Peralta family of Mexico. According to this tale, the Peraltas had been working rich mines in the Superstition Mountains for generations. In 1848, most of the Peralta mining party was massacred by Apaches, but one or two survivors escaped with knowledge of the mines. Waltz allegedly obtained a map or directions from one of these survivors. The German partnership, Some versions of the story include a partner for Waltz, usually another German immigrant named Jacob Waltz. In these tellings, Waltz is often murdered, either by Waltz himself to keep the mine's location secret, or by Apaches, leaving Waltz as the sole keeper of the secret. The Jesuit treasure, a less common but intriguing variant, suggests that Waltz's gold came not from a mine, but from a cache of treasure hidden by Jesuit priests fleeing Mexico during periods of anti-clerical persecution. This version sometimes ties into broader legends of hidden Jesuit gold across the Southwest. The Miguel Peralta story. Elaborating on the Peralta connection, some versions center on a man claiming to be Miguel Peralta, who said he was a descendant of the original Peralta miners. In the 1940s and 1952, this individual provided detailed maps and information about the supposed locations of the Peralta mines, adding another layer to the lost Dutchman legend. The Two Soldiers version. Another tale claims that 2 U.S. Army soldiers, dispatched to the Superstition Mountains to investigate raids on mining camps, stumbled upon Waltz's mine. They allegedly took samples and recorded its location, but were unable to return. Years later, their map supposedly resurfaced, providing new clues for treasure hunters. The Deathbed Confession. Perhaps the most famous version focuses on Waltz's final days. As he lay dying, attended by Julia Thomas and others, he allegedly provided a series of cryptic clues about the mine's location. These clues, passed down and embellished over time, form the basis for many treasure hunting expeditions. These various versions of the legend, while differing in details, all contribute to the enduring mystique of the lost Dutchman's gold mine. They paint a picture of a wild, dangerous frontier where fortunes could be made or lost in an instant, and where ancient secrets lurked in the rugged landscape. Next, let's examine the geological and geographical features of the Superstition Mountains. The Superstition Mountains, located east of Phoenix, Arizona, are a rugged range covering approximately 160,000 acres. The range is part of the Tonto National Forest and includes the Superstition Wilderness area. The mountains are characterized by steep cliffs, deep canyons, and a variety of desert vegetation. Geologically, the Superstitions are primarily composed of volcanic rock, the result of massive eruptions that occurred around 25 million years ago. The most prominent rock type is dacite, a volcanic rock similar to granite. This geological history is significant to the lost Dutchman legend, as it raises questions about the plausibility of rich gold deposits in the area. Key geographical features of the Superstition Mountains include Weaver's Needle. This distinctive 1,000-foot-tall rock spire is often mentioned in clues related to the lost Dutchman's mine. Many treasure hunters use it as a landmark in their searches. Peralta Canyon, named after the Peralta family featured in some versions of the legend, this canyon is a popular area for lost Dutchman enthusiasts. Blacktop Mesa, another landmark often cited in various clues and treasure maps. La Barge Canyon, a deep, rugged canyon that features in many searches for the mine. Peters Mesa, a high plateau that some believe could hide the entrance to the lost mine. First Water Creek, a seasonal stream that plays a role in some versions of the Dutchman's clues. Bluff Spring Mountain, another prominent landmark in the search area. The terrain of the Superstition Mountains is notoriously difficult to navigate. Sheer cliffs, narrow canyons, and a lack of water sources make exploration challenging and dangerous. Summer temperatures can exceed 110 F43C, while winter can bring freezing temperatures and occasional snow at higher elevations. The plant life in the Superstitions is typical of the Sonoran Desert, including saguaro cacti, palo verde trees, creosote bushes, and various species of agave. Wildlife includes mule deer, javelina, coyotes, and a variety of birds and reptiles. The challenging terrain and harsh climate of the Superstition Mountains have contributed significantly to the enduring mystery of the lost Dutchman's mine. The landscape's complexity makes it conceivable that a rich gold deposit could remain hidden for decades, while also explaining why so many searches have ended in failure or tragedy. Now, let's explore some of the notable expeditions and searchers throughout history. The search for the lost Dutchman's gold mine has attracted a wide array of individuals over the years, from seasoned prospectors to amateur adventurers. Here are some of the most notable searchers and expeditions. Julia Thomas and the Petrash brothers 1892. Immediately after Waltz's death, Julia Thomas, who had cared for Waltz in his final days, teamed up with Rainey Petrash and his brother. Despite having received first-hand clues from Waltz, their expedition was unsuccessful. Adolph Ruth 1931. A retired veterinarian, Ruth claimed to have a map to the mine obtained from a descendant of the Peralta family. He ventured into the Superstitions in June 1931 but disappeared. His skull, with 2 bullet holes, was found months later, adding a layer of mystery and danger to the legend. Barry Storm 1940s. Also known as John Clemenson, Storm wrote several books about the Lost Dutchman and conducted numerous expeditions. He popularized many aspects of the legend and claimed to have narrowly escaped death while searching. Chuck Ayler and Ted Cox 1950s-1960s. These 2 men spent years searching the Superstitions, developing elaborate theories about the mine's location based on their interpretation of various clues. Robert Jacob 1960s-1970s. A retired military intelligence officer, Jacob used his skills to analyze the legend and conduct systematic searches. He believed the mine was actually a cache of gold hidden by Spanish conquistadors. Ron Feldman 1970s-1980s. Feldman, a Phoenix businessman, invested significant resources into his search, including the use of helicopters and infrared sensors. Bob Corbin 1960s-2000s. A former Arizona Attorney General, Corbin became fascinated with the legend and spent over 50 years searching for the mine in his spare time. Dick Holmes 1970s present. Holmes has been searching for the mine for decades and has written several books on the subject. He believes he has identified the correct location, but that the entrance has been sealed by rock slides. Bob Ward 1980s-2000s. A retired aerospace engineer, Ward used satellite imagery and computer analysis in his search efforts. Woody Eddings 1990s-2010s. Eddings claimed to have located the mine using complex numerological interpretations of Waltz's clues, though he never revealed the supposed location. Jesse Feldman 2000s present. Son of Ron Feldman, Jesse has continued his father's search using modern technology and has been featured in television documentaries about the legend. These searchers represent just a fraction of the thousands who have sought the lost Dutchman's gold over the years. Many have invested years of their lives and significant financial resources in the search. Some have developed elaborate theories and methodologies, while others have relied on intuition or claims of psychic abilities. The diversity of approaches and the dedication of these individuals highlight the enduring appeal of the Lost Dutchman legend. Despite over a century of searching, the allure of undiscovered riches continues to draw people to the Superstition Mountains. Let's now examine the clues and landmarks associated with the mine. The search for the lost Dutchman's gold mine is largely based on a set of clues allegedly provided by Jacob Waltz on his deathbed. These clues, passed down through various sources and often embellished or altered over time, form the basis for most treasure hunting expeditions. Here are some of the most famous clues and landmarks. Weaver's Needle. This distinctive rock formation is mentioned in many versions of the clues. One common interpretation suggests that the mine is visible from the top of Weaver's Needle, or that the entrance can be found in a canyon where the shadow of Weaver's Needle touches at a certain time of day. The stone maps. These are a set of stones with symbols and markings that some believe were created by the Peralta family to mark the location of their mines. The authenticity of these stones is highly disputed. The heart-shaped rock. Some versions of the clues mention a heart-shaped rock that marks the trail to the mine. The military trail. Waltz allegedly said that the mine was near an old military trail that ran through the mountains. The 17 gold mines. One clue suggests that there are 18 gold mines in the area, and the lost Dutchman's mine is the 18th, hidden from the others. The 3 red hills, another landmark mentioned in some versions of the clues, said to be visible from the mine entrance. The facing north clue. Waltz supposedly said that the mine entrance faces north and is in the shadow of a cliff for most of the day. The German calendar. Some interpretations of the clues involve a complex system based on the German calendar, suggesting specific dates when the sun's position reveals the mine's location. The Peralta stones. Different from the stone maps, these are stones allegedly marked by the Peralta family with symbols that, when decoded, reveal the mine's location. The upside-down saguaro. A unique saguaro cactus growing upside down is mentioned in some versions as a marker near the mine. The Spanish master map. Some searchers believe in the existence of a master map created by Spanish explorers that shows the location of various mines, including the lost DutchMan's. The two strange boulders. Waltz allegedly mentioned two unusual boulders that mark the path to the mine. These clues and landmarks have been interpreted, reinterpreted, and debated endlessly by lost Dutchman enthusiasts. The vague and sometimes contradictory nature of the clues has allowed for a wide range of theories about the mine's location. It's important to note that many of these clues may have been fabricated or embellished long after Waltz's death. The inconsistencies between different versions of the clues add to the mystery, but also cast doubt on their reliability. Now, let's explore some of the theories about the mine's location. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed about the precise location of the lost DutchMan's gold mine. These theories range from relatively straightforward interpretations of the clues to complex, multi-layered hypotheses involving coded messages and hidden meanings. Here are some of the most prominent theories. The Peralta Canyon theory. This theory suggests that the mine is located in or near Peralta Canyon, named after the Peralta family featured in some versions of the legend. Proponents point to old mining equipment found in the area and its proximity to Weaver's Needle. The Blacktop Mesa theory. Some searchers believe the mine is located on or near Blacktop Mesa, based on their interpretation of Waltz's clues and the area's geological features. The Peters Mesa theory. Another popular location is Peters Mesa, where some have reported finding old mine shafts and evidence of Spanish or Mexican mining activity. The La Barge Canyon theory. This deep, rugged canyon has been the focus of many searches. Some believe the mine is hidden in one of its steep side canyons. The Bluff Spring Mountain theory. Based on certain interpretations of the clues, some searchers focus their efforts on the area around Bluff Spring Mountain. The Two Ponds theory. This theory is based on a clue mentioning two ponds near the mine's entrance. Searchers have identified various locations with natural or man-made ponds that they believe fit the description. The Hidden Valley theory. Hidden Valley theory. This theory posits that the lost DutchMan's mine is located in a secluded valley, hidden from easy view and accessible only through a narrow, easily defensible entrance. Proponents of this theory often point to Waltz's alleged statements about the mine being in a place where no one would think to look. They believe that this hidden valley could be overlooked by conventional search methods, especially if the entrance has been obscured by rockfalls or deliberate concealment. Some searchers have identified potential candidate valleys in the eastern part of the Superstition Mountains, away from the more heavily trafficked areas. The Goldfield theory. Some researchers believe that the lost DutchMan's mine is actually part of the historical Goldfield mining district, located just northeast of the Superstition Mountains. They argue that Waltz may have worked in this area and that over time, the story became exaggerated and relocated to the more mysterious superstitions. The multiple mines theory. This theory suggests that there isn't a single lost DutchMan's mine, but rather a network of smaller mines or gold deposits that Waltz knew about and worked periodically. This could explain the seemingly contradictory clues and the ability of Waltz to produce gold without a clear, single source. The treasure cache theory. Rather than a mine, some believe that Waltz discovered a hidden cache of gold, possibly left by Spanish explorers or Mexican miners fleeing Apache attacks. This theory attempts to reconcile the legend with the geological unlikelihood of a rich gold deposit in the superstitions. After examining the historical context, the various versions of the legend, the geographical features of the Superstition Mountains, the numerous expeditions, the alleged clues, and the diverse theories about the mine's location, we can draw some conclusions about the possible location of the lost Dutchman's gold: geological improbability. The volcanic nature of the Superstition Mountains makes the existence of a rich gold deposit geologically unlikely, though not impossible. This suggests that if the legend has any basis in fact, it might refer to a smaller deposit, a cache of gold rather than a mine, or a location outside the superstitions proper. Multiple possible locations. The vague and often contradictory nature of the clues has led to a wide range of proposed locations. No single theory has produced conclusive evidence of the mine's existence or location. Eastern superstitions focus. Many of the more credible theories focus on the eastern part of the Superstition Mountains, an area that was less explored in Waltz's time and remains relatively remote today. Potential for misidentification. The lost Dutchman's mine, if it exists, could be a known historical mine that has been misidentified or whose significance has been exaggerated over time. The goldfield theory supports this possibility. Concealment and access. If the mine exists as described in the legend, it's likely in a location that is naturally concealed and difficult to access. This aligns with theories about hidden valleys or locations obscured by geological events. Possible metaphorical truth. The persistence of the legend despite lack of concrete evidence suggests that the lost Dutchman's mine might be more valuable as a story than as a physical reality. It may represent the broader prospects of the American frontier rather than a specific gold deposit. Given these factors, if the lost Dutchman's gold does exist in some form, the most probable location would be in a remote, naturally concealed area in the eastern Superstition Mountains. Specific sites that align with multiple clues and theories, such as certain areas near Weaver's Needle, parts of Peralta Canyon, or hidden valleys in the eastern range, are the most likely candidates. However, it's crucial to note that despite over a century of searching by thousands of individuals, no definitive evidence of the mine has ever been produced. This lack of evidence, combined with the geological improbability of a major gold deposit in the area, suggests that the lost Dutchman's mine may not exist as described in the legend. The true value of the lost Dutchman's gold might lie not in a physical mine, but in its ability to captivate imaginations, drive exploration of the beautiful and rugged Superstition wilderness, and serve as a powerful symbol of the enduring allure of the American West. Whether real or mythical, the legend of the lost Dutchman's gold mine has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on Arizona's history and continues to fascinate people around the world. Conspiracy.